This is my 19 unit in Agoura Hills. It has expansive soil, so there was a 5-foot over-X on the entire project. Shoring was installed on one, so we started digging footings. We started at the retaining wall at the far end. That was a crazy retaining wall with 12-inch block, 10-inch block, then 8-inch block above that. This all with a double wall and a gap between the shoring that was put in prior to grading. So Brad and his crew come to do the block and they blow it out. I mean, these guys are fucking amazing. And we just try to stay in front of them, keep pouring foundations, keep pouring all these big, huge grade beams we got throughout the project. And we also have steel, so there's foundations that tie with foundations under grade beams, so it's like a triple pour. You end up 6 feet down below, and it was getting crazy. We were running out of space fast though. The more material that showed up, the more holes we dug. We had to keep dirt because we had to backfill behind the retaining walls for the pool in the middle of the project. Everything was going fine. Job was moving right along. My brother-in-law was running the day-to-day operation. I was the project manager, so I was all over the place from Carpinteria to Koreatown. Also, our office was like literally 2 blocks away. So now I needed the steel guys, and their submittals had been rejected by the engineer with corrections, and they were behind, and they were starting to slow us down now. We needed them to get in so we could finish our grade beams and wrap around these columns. It was crazy shit. Then it rained, and fuck, we were screwed. So first we had to see what the damage was, then get estimates from everybody to fix it, then fight it out about the money. Man, it was just terrible. All this happening while we're waiting for it to dry anyhow. So we redug the footings, cleaned the rebar. I had to make a deal with the concrete guy to come back and form up the sides of these footings where we'd normally pour them against dirt. Now we had to pour them against plywood. Otherwise, we were using double the concrete, and it was like 5,000 PSI he was making us use on some of this stuff. Meanwhile, there's 100 other things going on. We're waterproofing, we're backfilling, we're adding sub-drain systems. The plumber's getting in there, and he's adding his plumbing to these foundation walls before they cross these grade beams. It's a clusterfuck, and the backfill here is done all with rock, not the soil, not native soil, because it's too expansive. So just to do the backfill with the gravel is shutting down the whole job for a day, getting loads and loads of gravel and dumping it behind walls in areas it needs to go. So the city let us start framing, even though there really was no access down the middle, but the back of the building had access from a parking lot adjacent to that, the shoring and the retaining walls at the end of the project. So we started framing, we were pouring foundations, we were setting steel, we were backfilling. It was exciting. I learned a lot here too. This was the first job I learned about dense glass and having to put drywall between units as 1 hour separation. Usually we just did double party walls or party walls with double drywall, and that seemed to work. But here, because these were separate units or something to do with the city code, we needed dense glass in between. And I was like, well, how do you put drywall between units? It's gonna get wet. And my drywall told me about dense glass. And yeah, it was a big standard after that, especially when things started going to type 1 and you needed dense glass on the entire exterior of the building plus 1 hour rated material, but that wasn't the case here. Well, there was a delay with the pool guy. He was killing the job. We could only do 3/4 of the project as that guy needed access to get up there to the deck level and build the pool. Eventually everything came together. We were able to complete the project with the finished crews not having to leave. We just pretty much rolled straight through while everybody was there. It's really a credit to all the subs I had. I really had good subs, or this project wouldn't have went well. It was a difficult cut up project. So as the project manager, my job's pretty much done if I've done my job right. I mean, there's no major costly issues that are going to come up where contracts need to be renegotiated. My finish crews all know what to do. In fact, me just showing up gets in their way. So I don't take a lot of pictures of finish, but I did find this this unit that sold in 2021, and I got some pictures of that for you. And thanks for listening to my story.